it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today on another Inspire.Create.Challenge day. And today we've got a theme, and the theme is new baby. Possibly because one of the design members is about to have her first child. I don't know, that might be the reason. And of course we don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, so I've made the boy version and I'm about to make the girl version. The boy version uses Pool Party and the girl version is going to use Powder Pink. So this obviously is one of the retiring in colours, so a bit sad to be using this, but never mind. Let's use it while we can. So I'm just grabbing a quick selection of blocks and probably a D block. So I'm using the Better Together stamp set, which won't be with us in the new catalogue. It's a lovely set because it covers so many wonderful occasions and some less wonderful, but it covers lots of occasions. So I'm using the little pin, and I am also going to use the arrows. So I'm merrily mounting these up off camera. And then I need congratulations on your new arrival, which is that one. So those are all my stamps mounted up. Now I am going to be using I think interesting technique. Hopefully you will as well. Let's start with, say I'm using powder pink. Is that powder pink? Yes, it is. I suddenly had a thought that it was not, but it is. No, it's not Blushing Bride, it is powder pink. It's because of the lighting is so bright that sometimes I don't actually know. So, the powder pink is my usual 3 5/8 by 5 7/8. My Whisper White is 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. So it's slightly smaller than my normal, but I wanted it slightly narrower so that we could see the pink around it. So I'm going to start by grabbing my powder pink ink and just inking up my arrows. Make sure that they are nicely inked, and then we're going to come up. Always having your card straight is a good start. So I'm going to come up a wee way from the bottom and stamp. And there we are. So we've got our nice stamped image there. Now, the rest of this is going to use this slightly interesting technique. So we're going to start with the sentiment. And for some reason I've got fluff everywhere. We're going to need clear embossing powder, Versamark ink, and an embossing buddy. Actually, well, we don't really need an embossing buddy, but I will use one anyway. And the reason I say you don't really need one is because we're using clear embossing powder, so it's not the end of the day if we get bits elsewhere. So the first thing I'm going to do is ink up my stamp really well in Versamark. And then I'm just going to ink up with powder pink. Now the Versamark will not harm the powder pink ink pad, so it's all fine. Stamp down, and then we have our nice colour image, and then because we've got Versamark effectively on the top of the image, we can add embossing powder. So when I say on top, because we did Versamark then colour, this, the top, is Versamark because the colour went down first and then the Versamark. So that's that done. No, I won't put the lid on just yet. Now, the next bit is going to be slightly more interesting. We're going to do basically the same thing. So ink up our pin really well with Versamark. Pop that away. And then I just want to ink up the top of the pin. It doesn't matter too much if I go further down, but I want just the top in an ideal world. And then just pop that at the top. Now it's going to look really odd at this stage, but that's fine. It's kind of meant to. So I'm just going to grab my clear embossing powder, and what I want to do is add clear embossing powder just to the coloured bit, and then get rid of that. Grab my silver embossing powder and add that to the rest. And there we have pink and silver. Now, of course, because I was using silver, that's where I should have used the embossing putty, but I think I got away with it, so we're okay, apart from just there. Right, so trusty cheese board time, which also means it's going to get noisy. So, pop my card. Oops, got something geeky on my cheese board. Now you want to heat up your heat tool reasonably well before you go on your card, and then just melt your embossing powder as you normally would. And then just heat it a little from the back, just to help flatten it out a bit more. That's alright, I have to hold my hand slightly differently. There we are. Right, sorry about the noise, there's not much I can do about the noise, but there we go, you see. You get your lovely nappy pin in 2 colours. Yay, love it! And then this is nice and shiny as well. So, I'm going to attach this to my pink background, and I'm going to use, she says, trying to find it, lots of snail, because this is a little bit curly from the heat tool. So we want extra adhesion. You could use liquid adhesive for this, but I think for this particular, because it's on the Smooth Whisper White, I do prefer to use a dry adhesive, and then on the basis that my hands may be a little dirty, they shouldn't be, but just in case, smooth from the back, and then we have a nice clean card. So there we are. Right, now I've got one of these heart epoxy droplets, I've got quite a lot, and I've already coloured one of them with the light Flirty Flamingo blend, because we don't have a powder pink blend, and petal pink's a little too orange. That's not my nice sharp poking tool or piercing tool. This is my nice sharp piercing tool. Oops. And I'm just going to pop that in the middle of my heart. It's not a terribly pink heart, it's just a little pink. Don't know if you can see, it's just got a very, very slight tinge of pink. I did try the dark Flirty Flamingo, and that was too far. A step too far. Right, now we've got the beautiful powder pink shimmer ribbon, which is also going to go. So many things are going to be going. It's very sad. Piercing tool is going. Even one with a cover and a sharp point is going. We do have the Take Your Pick, and that's going to have a new tool for it. But if you like a small piercing tool, then don't miss out on getting your piercing tool before they've gone. Now I'm just going to attach a small amount of tear and tape to each end of my ribbon. just so that I know I'm going to have good adhesion, and then kind of put it where you're going to want it, turn over, pop your card so it's straight, and then you can see where your ribbon is, and make sure your ribbon is therefore straight. Just need to get to the backing off my tear and tape. That's one end, and right, so I've moved that, so we need to go into the middle of those two lines like that. I'm going to not answer the phone because I know it's for my husband and he can answer it. So yep, definitely not for me. Just checked the number. Right, okay, so now we just need our card base, and I've just got a piece of thick Whisper White, which I've scored down the middle. It's a half sheet of A4. So if you're in North America, it's the equivalent of your letter, but we don't have that same size, so I can't really do a conversion for you. But it's a half sheet. But you're going to end up with a shorter, fatter card than we've got in the rest of the world. Actually, I was going to say the UK, but it's pretty much the whole of the rest of the world. Right, so some dimensionals. This would be ideal for the edge of your dimensionals, but I've already used the edge of my dimensionals, so I can't. And of course, because I've got my line on my dimensional backer, I know which ones I've got to take the backing off, which is always helpful. And then you just add it to your card base, and then you are done. So there you go. One lovely birthday card or newborn card. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Do remember to go and have a look at what everybody else has done. You'll find that over on my blog, and the link to that is below. If you would like any products and you're in the UK, please, I would be very grateful if you would shop with me. That would be fantastic. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them below. And as I say, if you've enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. And of course, do please subscribe if you don't already. Thank you very much indeed, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!